Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick update. I was able to chop my last mortise last night, so my legs are complete for the bench. The next step in the process is to cut the tenons. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm laying out, just barely started to set up and lay out the boards and everything for my tenons. And I wanted to bring you guys along, show you kind of my process and some challenges I ran into, how I measure and mark, and how I'm going to overcome my obstacles that have been presented to me. So, here's this particular board is my my upper tenon for the left side of the bench. I've marked all my boards, all my bears, tenons, legs, and everything exactly what they are. Whether they're the left side or the right side, whether they're the bear board, the upper tenon or lower tenon. I've figured all that out, marked it as such, and I've mocked it out on the floor. Everything looks good. I know exactly how I want to arrange the boards, which you may want to do the same thing. And for each corner, I marked it, which once it's set up the way you want it, I marked this, what's going to be tenon A will fit into mortise A. So I would mark up all four sides as A on the tenon side, not on the tenon that you're going to cut, but just outside that, and then marked up the mortise hole A. So that way when assembly comes, it's a no-brainer. A goes to A, B goes to B, C goes to C, and so on. So when I go to measure where I'm going to cut my shoulders, I don't come off of the ends, because then you're assuming, and rightfully so, you're probably really close, but not as close as you think you are. As far as all of your boards being the exact same length and your legs being the exact same width, so within a couple of thousandths. That's what you would need if you wanted to come off of the ends. If not, your legs are going to be all crooked, right? Maybe not that much, but you get the point, right? So if you're off a little bit, your legs might, if your lower tenon is cut a little bit wider between the legs than your upper tenon, then it would sit out cocked, or vice versa. If you cut the shoulders wider on the top, your top would be wider. Duh. So I think it's important that you realize when you go to lay out your tenons that you need to measure, find out what you want for your measurement between the legs, and that's what you need to concentrate on. So for mine is 21¼ inches. I'm using 6x6 legs, and I know how wide I want my bench to be, so I'm going to literally lay out for 21¼ in between my legs. So what I do is I set it up, right? So I have 21 inches here, or 21¼ inches, and I just go back and forth until I get equidistance, right? So right here I'm just over 5 3/8 to 21¼ and over here I match up at the end of my scale. So I would then mark 21¼ mark the end here, pull this off, check your measurements one more time, boom, perfect, right? So now your marks are great. And you know that both of your tenons on this side of the frame and on the other frame is going to also be 21¼ between the legs, on the inside of the legs. That way all four shoulders line up exactly the same, right where you want them. Now you could like line these all up and then mark all 4 at the exact same time. That's one perfect way to do it. I may end up doing that, I may not. We'll see how that goes. But another point that I wanted to make, I put these up, I started laying them out, and I was like, you know what? I bet there's been some stress relieving in this wood since I cut the links off. So I checked it with my winding sticks, and sure enough, there was a little bit of twist. Not a whole lot, but whatever twist you have in your rails, it's going to make your legs want to twist. And the last thing you want is a twisted frame. Your twisted frame is going to turn into a, it's going to twist your top, it's going to twist your entire bench. So, because whatever surface is right here is going to transfer to the face of your tenon, and that's what's fitting into your legs. Hope that makes sense. And I hope you learned something from this video, and that's about all I got. Trying in the hopes of making these videos a little bit shorter, I'm going to stop it right here. Friends and family, love you. Everybody else, see you on the next clip.